buzz, babies.
Hey, buzz, baby. What is it? It's Tuesday. What am I doing here? I don't know. I'm just kidding. We'll be live tomorrow night, too. This isn't really a Blake's Buzz Live episode. This is a D does Kickstarter. I couldn't think of a third D. I failed you. I failed everybody on that one. But this is a special episode. This is a launch party for a cool project that I'm involved with that I'm very excited to share with everybody and talk about. But because I'm selfish and it's on my channel, I'm going to just shout out a couple things real quick. Like, Negative Burn is live on Zoop, and you can find a link in the description. You go check it out. There's a whole bunch of cool people involved with it. Joe Pruitt and all of us at Prana worked really hard on it. If there's any comic book retailers, if you know me from the Comic Book Industry Insiders live show that I produce and work on at work, if there's any retailers watching this, we got a special deal coming for retailers for Negative Burn. That'd be great. If you watched the show earlier on the other channel, you know we got some cool stuff going on with Comics the Magazine. Issue 2, the solicit dropped today. The new cover, super exciting. Beast Wars, Kirkman. Sign up so you don't miss all the cool stuff we talk about there. That'd be really great. What else do we have going on? Oh, there's a retailer deal on, except it's not on the 29th anymore. It's on Friday because we changed the date. That's not helpful. There's a retail. That's the wrong graphic, Blake. Damn it. That's there on Friday. We're doing that info at comicsmagazine.com. You can RSVP. We'll get you that link. It's going to be on Zoop now. We're going to do it on Zoop. We're going to send out evites. Everybody's going to tune in. There's going to be a Q&A. We're going to talk to you about a whole bunch of cool stuff. Blam and Glam is, yes. Oh my God. Whew, too excited. Blam and Glam is live on Kickstarter as well. Please check it out. My friend Robert Morgan is doing some real cool stuff. Very dystopic sci-fi. Sexy covers, still sexy but safe for work covers. But it's just a comic book inside. It's just it's not a not safe for work interior, only exterior. That makes sense. I'm sure I did a real good job doing that. And the whole reason we're on YouTube and stuff right now is because of Michael Gecko Adams, who has an amazing book called Hero. It's out on KeenSpot. You can pre-order it, or you can go to the link in the description and go to the shop and check that out. All right. So let's do that. Go to Michael Gecko Adams or Gecko Adams. Whoops. Gecko Adams. That might be wrong. The link's in the description. He has a really cool website newsletter you should sign up for. Okay. Let's talk about comic books. Part of my day job, because I'm lucky and crazy, because who would want to work in this silly industry? Lots of us, I'm kidding. But there's, I get to do really cool stuff. And one of the cool things I get to do is work with some amazing people that I met through Laguna Studios. So we're going to start. I know I said it was someone else's special day, but first we're going to bring out the mind behind Laguna Studios and a million projects going at once and a million packages going in and out of Texas and everywhere. I think they're in Texas. I don't know where we are anymore. I don't know. It's Tuesday. I know it's Tuesday, but geographically, I don't know where we are. What's up, Lori Foster?
Hey.
Stop. All right. How's it going? How are you?
Good. I'm cold. I am in Texas, so it's weird that I'm cold, but we didn't have a furnace up until like an hour ago. So this is the attire today for everybody at Laguna, sending out packages. We're all in our winter gear with space heater.
I'm inside, and the house is a comfy like 68 degrees right now. But you look outside and there's white and snow, and it just feels cold, right? No matter how it really feels, you're like, okay, yeah, whatever, Blake. But
no, it's true though. It's true, and you just want to be cozy, and you don't want to do.
You don't want to do anything. You don't want to work. You don't want to make comics or send pack. You definitely don't want to send packages in a cold warehouse. I feel like that's probably one of the last things you want to do when it's cold. But one of the first things you want to do, watch this segue. One of the first things you want to do when it's cold is talk to amazing, warm personality artists, illustrators, amazing, extraordinary people like Dee Fish. What is up, Dee?
Hi.
Oh my goodness!
Hello.
Enough. What's up?
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
Hi, Lori.
Happy Kickstarter Tuesday.
Yes, thank you.
I'm very stoked. This is a cool and exciting campaign. It was cool and exciting because you didn't fire me the first time I worked for you, and that was like neat. When Lori was like, "Blake's gonna work on this campaign too," you weren't like, "Oh hell no!" So that was a good step. But I love this story means a lot. Like, you know, I have close friends that you know are trans and in the queer community, and it's important. And I'm so tired of like when we try and preach like inclusivity, and then you try and like be a part of the group and find out it's still hard for you to be a part of the group. You know, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
And so I love people like you that like make it like not only part of your career, but like it's like part of like who you are at your core, where you're like, you know, I'm gonna make a home for myself, and I'm gonna bring people with me, and I'm gonna bring a community with me. And I just love that about you. I'm just gonna start there, and we can go. You know, just want to let you know that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate
You're welcome. Buy this comic book like right now.
Son of
a Oh, another amazing person I met through all of you is Sabrina Pandora, one of your co-creators for Giant Girl Adventures. What's up, Sabrina? Who I've just recently found out makes a guest appearance in some of the other Finding Dee comic strips.
Yes, well, I mean, Finding Dee is, you know, it's the ins and outs of coming out as transgender, as a middle-aged cartoonist trying to make it in comics. So it's about myself, my life, and the people that are in my life. So Lori's been in the strip a couple of times. Sabrina's been in the strip a lot. She's my bestie, so she shows up in there as often as I can squeeze her in, even though, you know, I'm in Pennsylvania and she's in Texas. But you know, we make it work, and I get her in the strip.
And then you two do like a side fantasy strip, because don't you do like another strip that's not Finding Dee, or you did it? I don't know. You did some funny fantasy stuff, like D&D-esque.
Spoilers.
Just kidding. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Sabrina and I are currently developing a new comic strip. Yes, that is kind of a spin-off of everything that we've done.
I just
from Giant Girl Adventures to
Nice.
Finding Dee to my old comic strip, Dandy and Company.
That's so cool.
It's going to be a kitchen sink of awesomeness, and we are working on it kind of in the background for a premiere later in the year, because I never am not working.
Yeah, and we definitely weren't ready to announce it right now with me talking about it. That was not part of the plan. If no one watching this picked that up.
We've dropped hints. The cast has actually appeared in the background of one of the Finding Dee strips a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
For eagle-eyed people who want to look and go back through the archives. They are at the Ren Fair. Just saying, that's the only clue you get. But our new heroes.
Very
I
cool.
had to adjust my butt.
Also, shout out to EXP, a very cool comic book network that do a whole bunch of stuff. They have all these shows, a huge network of stuff, and then they do like live selling. I'm going to Comics Pro with their producer Kyle, who's conveniently named nicknames, not officially named on his birth certificate, but we call him Kyle the producer. It's not just a clever name because he's a producer. Anyway, but we're going to Comics Pro. We're going to film comic books, and my plan is to meet Robert Kirkman and just really blow him away with my winning personality and walk away with a new friend.
Your best maneuver might be just to walk up to him and start doing this, like.
Yeah.
Here are all of his movements. See how long you can.
Are we the same person? Kyle's probably
like, you're so likable. There's no way. Like, he's gonna be your new best friend. I know.
Well, it's exciting. It's cool because it's well, I get to fly out to California like when it's like freezing, which is gonna be nice. But I'm being I'm going as a content creator. Like, it's weird. I got out of the press game to start making comics, and now I'm sliding back into the press game a little bit. But I get to
When
like,
you thought you were out, they pulled you back in.
I know. They pull me back in. Speaking of pulling me back in, I don't know, John. I was trying to segue into. I love part-time comics.
Hi, John.
You guys should check out John and part-time comics. John does have some adorable kitties. I just want to shout out before we get real into comics, the plushie stash behind you and all the I'm loving the Garfield and all the Snoopies. That's like, I knew you were a big Peanuts fan.
Oh yes.
Have you got the new that new like 80-year slipcase fancy collection that they put out?
I picked that up.
Is it worth snagging? I keep almost buying
fantastic.
it. Yeah,
it's really, really good. My favorite of all the Peanuts books is still the what is it? Only What's Necessary: The Art of Charles Schulz's Peanuts. That's still my favorite because you get to see like the close-ups of the line art and everything.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, no, I've got Peanut stuff literally all around. I've got various action figures, Superior, red-shirted Charlie Brown. But like they're everywhere.
I don't know that I knew about red-shirted Charlie Brown. Is that a thing? No way.
I love that.
It sounds just like the teacher. That's amazing.
This is Othmar.
I found
ouch.
there's I can't remember the company, but it was like a big a fairly nice size Snoopy in a astronaut suit with like the glass bubble.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta have it. It's like $350. I was like, didn't need it that bad. But it would have been pretty cool. I feel like. Well,
I wouldn't have expected that price point. That's crazy.
It's like I think it's a big one. Like, it comes in, and the small one I think sold out maybe because you have to, like, the cool stuff you have to pre-order, and then the stuff you do pre-order because you think it's going to sell out, you can buy like 5 years later for $1. That's how my comic book collecting experience goes. Like, that's why I don't buy Funkos anymore. But people still buy them for me sometimes. And anyway. Now they have Gundam Funko, and it's very conflicting because I love robots. Anyway, I keep trying to talk about Finding Dee, so I want to segue in. I see a little bit of Schulz like in your illustrations. And is that one of the places where you draw inspiration from?
I draw inspiration from all over in comics and cartooning, but like, my knee bends at the Church of Charlie Brown, and the work of Charles Schulz is probably my first major influence as a cartoonist. The first thing that made me go, this is the thing that I want to do. So I would say, like, in pacing and timing, there's a lot of Charles Schulz's work. That's why I like to do lots of those, like, where there's a nice little moment just before the punchline hits, where the characters kind of pause. I get that from Schulz, but I have a lot of influences that go into it. Jim Davis's early work on Garfield was a huge influence. When I got a little older in like junior high, I discovered Berkeley Breathitt's Bloom County, and that really blew my mind in terms of humor style and like sarcasm. And it's the reason why you see a lot of the Finding Dee strips have weird little hatching lines in the corners. That's something I picked up from Bloom County. Calvin and Hobbes, of course, Bill Watterson's Calvin and Hobbes is a huge influence. Walt Kelly's Pogo. But even outside of comic strips, then you've got, in animation, there was like Chuck Jones and Don Bluth, and regular comic influences. All kinds, like John Romita Jr. and Arthur Adams and John Byrne, and so many. Like, my influences are all over the place, and I'm just kind of hoping that Finding Dee is an acceptable stew of all of them.
I like that. I like that stew analogy or metaphor. I always get those confused. We don't have to get into my intelligence at this point right now, though. But that comparison, because there's one of the vibe is really what when I compare you to Schultz, and it's that warmness, right? And it's that it's funny, but it's like it's welcoming, and it kind of like a good stew. It feels like home, right? It's comfy, it's comfort food. And I get that in Finding Dee. And as like, I'm somewhat queer, but like, a lot of, I'm still like learning more about myself in that world. But, as someone who like, in a lot of sense has like no idea where you're coming from in a lot of ways, like it's cool when I read your strips, 'cause you can like kind of take me into these moments and like, and I'm sure this is like a universal thing of people that read your work, right? You take us there, and we find the humor in it, and the weirdness in it, and the quirkiness of these situations, or sometimes the sadness of them, or the anger of those situations. But you're very good at kind of just bringing us there into it, and it reminds me of being younger and looking at like the cartoon section of the newspaper, right? And it's these just little moments. I love comic books, right? But it's the comic strip is a different art form, and it's a different thing, and it's and it's evolved and developed a little bit with the webtoon, and you usually have like a page instead of like a traditional strip, but you still carry that vibe, and that's what I love about Finding Dee. And it seems impossible to me that like it's just like page after page of just one. They all do it, like they all make you feel this like little nugget of inspiration or fear or laughter or anger, like I said, just this an amalgamation of emotion, right? It's a cool journey. Buy this book. Has anybody bought it yet? Someone better back this book anyway.
Thank you. It's always my goal with the strip. It began very much as a kind of a diary blog, and it was a very negative experience early on. I was making blogs about everything that was happening in my early days of transitioning, and I was not having a great time of it. And you get a lot of dirty looks, you get a lot of people just being ugly. And I was writing about that, and I discovered for myself that venting that anger with that way was toxic to me. It emphasizes it. It amplifies it when I emphasize it. So after a year of people saying, "Oh, you should make a comic about it," fine, I'll make a fucking comic about it. And that was literally the first ever strip, was me saying, "Fine, I'll make a fucking comic about it." Ooh, I can curse in this one. And the idea that I had when I started doing it as a strip was to take these same ideas that I had of expressing my thoughts on the parts of this with the transition in specific when it started, but always to do it as a humor comic, which is my preferred media. I love humor comic strips. It's the medium I've been in love with the longest, and the one I always come back to, no matter how many other things I do. I always wanted to say, okay, I'm going to try to find the punchlines, to find the humor and the sincerity in any situation, even the dramatic ones, or the ones that are painful, or the ones that hurt me when they happened, so that maybe if Cartoon Dee can find the laugh in it, the punchline, the silver lining, then real me can learn from Cartoon Me. And over time, to a certain degree, I have been able to, the strip has helped me in my day-to-day, and I'm glad when I hear that it's helped other people in their day-to-day. It's become its own thing far beyond that, though. Like, even in the earliest days of the strip, within the first few months, it really started wobbling outside of being like transcentric. Like, yes, I'm transgender. That's a big part of my life, but it's not the core defining quality of my life, of who I am as a woman. And it's just a part of me. So the strip now, really 9 times out of 10, it's about myself, my wife Heidi, our life, my anxieties, who are all now characters. And our pets. We have a dog. We have now 3 cats. The cats all get introduced one by one in the strip over time, starting with the next one, actually, with the cats. But yeah, it's very much designed to feel like the Sunday funnies, with the exception of the F-bombs, which I don't do too often, but and very rarely these days. That's I make the strip is usually like 4 to 6 panels, and it's usually square format so that it can work panel by panel for people who are used to things like webtoons. But it's designed as a page for comic book printing to make it easier for comic book printing. But if you really look at them, they're designed to be Sunday comic strips. You could take those 6 panels and lay them out horizontal, and it's just like your Sunday comic strip.
Oh, that's trippy. All right, how'd you stumble across that format? Because that feels like you kind of landed on gold. You've got 3 volumes plus, because the strip is still growing and going, and so like, this is I kept, when I was writing your campaign copy, I kept saying like the Trinity or the trilogy, and then I was like, well, no, there's gonna be more. Like, I kept like I kept because my mind kept going into 3 anyway.
Yeah,
But
the 3 volumes are the first 9 issues of the collected comic books that I do. Just regular comic books. I'm up to issue 21.
wow. So
So
how'd you find this format that's like a
it's a little bit of an evolution. Back in 2001, I started my first web comic called Dandy and Company. It was the misadventures of a dog and his boy, and it was kind of a Peanuts meets Looney Tunes meets DuckTales. Big adventures, all kinds of fun stuff. And I did that for years up until 2018. So I did that for a really long time. And even before that, it's the first character I created. I was 8 years old when I first created the character. So the character's over 40 years old. I've been working on this character forever, and Dandy shows up in Finding Dee all the time. He's in a few strips in this book. I did that originally as a web comic, but it was formatted like a newspaper comic. It was a daily. I did 6 black and white strips that were like the horizontal 3 to 4 panels on average, and then a big Sunday strip. And I followed that format because in my brain, I was like, oh, they're going to discover me online, and then they'll put me in the newspapers. And I actually did get into about 2 or 3 like weird little local papers, but never anything beyond that for a little while. So I followed that format, and then I started making books, and oh my God, it was such a pain in the butt. I would start taking my Sunday strips and trying to clip the panels to make them vertical so they'd fit onto a book page. Because I was going for, smaller printers, and then when print on demand happened, the horizontal thing is not a standard thing that you can find someplace, like a comic strip. So I really started going. After a while, Dandy became like a couple days a week, then weekly for a bit, and I started doing them in 2014 in the comic book format, where I would do them horizontal panels, top to bottom, like a comic page. And when I was doing that is when I came out, and I came out to a good chunk of the world. I came out in a Dandy and Company comic strip. I was always a supporting character. I was the cartoonist. So whenever Dandy didn't like the way a story was going, Dandy would come in and be like, hey, why am I not in the script more? And looked at me, and all of a sudden I'm Dee, and I have to explain, I'm transgender, and there's this, and I'm Dee. And Dandy's like, okay, Dee, why am I not in the strip more? And so technically this is a spinoff. And I just kept that format, that horizontal 4 to 6 panels on average. I'm not actually, I kind of wish I could do wilder layouts, but they make it so hard to put them on things like Instagram or for people to read them on their phones. Just this actually last week, I did that strip. It's a parody of whatchamacallit, Winsor McKay's Little Nemo in Slumberland, and that was the first panel is this really tall, long one that fits the design of Little Nemo perfectly, but is awful on social media.
Blake, you're still muted.
I never I don't think about that a lot about I reformat stuff for social media for my job, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't really talked to a lot of artists who kind of change or consider panel layout, page layout, and formatting for stuff like for social media, Instagram. But I mean, I know there's a lot of people who are like, we don't need to be on social media, or but it sure does help. I think it helps. I'll argue that it helps when you're on it and can share your art and put it out there. Anything to kind of get eyes on it. Spinning off of that eyes on it. I want to know, Lori, what Laguna has a lot of different works, right? And they're you can't, there's kind of, there's a vibe, right? I can see like, what kind of like it's not a connected universe by any means, right? But it's, you could kind of like feel a Laguna book, but Finding Dee sticks out. What is, oh, nice. Where did,
that's a banner deeded with all of our characters.
Oh, like that's from the website.
And Dee is in there.
Hell yeah. Is that a mouse pad?
Yeah, it's like a, we got one printed for me. I have it, but it's underneath a bunch of shit, so I don't flip it up. But yeah,
I would put those if I would put them on the Kickstarter. That's a desk mat. A Laguna desk mat, Lori. Why aren't we selling Laguna desk mats?
We should be.
Spoilers.
We got titty mouse pads and dragon titty mouse pads, but no Laguna desk mats. Oh, I'm just kidding.
We do not have any of my titty mouse pads here at my desk. This is also my day job office, and I do not want my boss seeing my. Okay. Heidi has it at her office, and we have the same boss, so she knows it exists. But I feel weird having my own. Maybe when this one with Heidi,
you can have Heidi the dragon. Yeah, there we go.
If you have Heidi's, maybe that's less weird, right? Is that?
Pardon?
If you're using Heidi's, that's less weird than you using your own, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can just.
Oh, we got the giant girl ones now too.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that would work.
Rest my wrist.
Did you ever think your art? You mentioned how like when you were younger, you were like you wanted to be in the newspapers. Did you ever think your art would be turned into an assortment of titty mouse pads? Just like
no, if I were to go back in time to talk to like 8-year-old me who's drawing her first comic strips and go, and one day you're going to be a cartoonist. Am I going to be in the newspapers? No. Well, a lot of people know who I am. Not really. Well, I have like merchandise. Titty mouse pad.
Right.
What's a mouse pad? It's 1982.
Anyway, so before I got distracted, like Lori, a lot of the Laguna books like are like you do like big action, and now like now you're starting to mix like big sexy and big action. And so like I said, Finding Dee has the Laguna vibe, but at a glance, right? If you glance at it and if you glance at everything, it does stick out a little bit. So like what made you look at Finding Dee and be like, that has to be a Laguna book? Like we have to do this here. Like what drew you in?
I mean, it's amazing. It's just, so the thing is with Laguna is that we're kind of all over the place, and I recognize that. But I like that. We started with just one series and we kept growing, and every series that we added was a very deliberate ad with creators that I wanted to work with who were making something that I would love to read, and that like I thought was stupid that it wasn't making millions of dollars. Like basically everybody that we've worked with has been that way. And Dee was the same way. I found Dee and I found all of her work, and I don't remember the exact exchange, but I just messaged her and I was like, how would you feel about like collecting these in trades and coloring them and us publishing them and just seeing how they do on Kickstarter? Because I love, like, I'm reading them every day. These are hilarious. They're consistently funny. There's never a day where I'm like, like every day it's funny, or heartwarming or something. And I'm like, more people need to see this. Like, this is stupid that this isn't in the paper. It's stupid that it's not in libraries. Like, we need to. And that's pretty much as far as I thought. I was just like, this is amazing. Like, I want to publish this. It's so cool.
Good answer.
I love working with Dee, so I just like anything Dee does, I want to publish because she's amazing to work with. She's one of the best artists that exists. Like, I can't.
Yeah, working with Dee is really awesome. She like shows up. She makes all these awesome. She makes really awesome social media graphics that have her amazing art on them, so they're like even better. But she just like. Yeah, she comes to the party like ready to play, and it's awesome. You know, there's in a world where so you know a lot of people, and if you think I'm talking about you, I am, and maybe we should do something different in 2026. But there are still people that are like, oh well, I'm gonna go to crowdfunding and then like not talk about my book, right? Especially now, like it's hard to get indie press. It's hard if you don't know a podcaster or if you don't have a production assistant who has his own YouTube channel. You know, it's getting harder and harder to get indie press, especially for Kickstarters. I've ran some high profile campaigns over the last few months, you know, and it was hard to get Joe Pruitt and Joe Jusko on some shows, right? It's just like, people are like, oh, that sounds awesome, but I'm booked out till September. And you're like, well, the campaign's now, right? And so anyway, it's just it's weird. So it's very nice working with someone who's like, I'm ready to post something every day, twice a day maybe. I'm ready to, you know, reach out to my friends, reach out to mailing lists. Like Lori and Laguna are really good at their mailing list. I'm actually jealous of it. One of my goals of 2026 is to start working on my own mailing list, because I just think if you're in this game, you need it. I think it's like mandatory now, and it's stressful because it's like you got to give people a reason to subscribe to it, right? And that's you got to put work into it. But anyway, Lori's is every time we do it, we're like, oh, we got this new campaign coming. The pre-launch page is ready. She's like, I'll send an email. 100 people are following the page. It's fucking awesome. Like, you know, and it's just like, it's listen to me and get a mailing list, right? Like, it's just, we should all make that part of our 2026 thing. I forgot what rant I was really going on here, but it's fun working with Dee. She's a hard worker, and it's great working for Lori because she's my boss. So if we could just get that point across. But yeah, no, I appreciate you, Dee. It's all like, just like, here's a folder of graphics I made for the campaign. No one does that. Please keep doing it forever.
Yeah.
Like, next campaign, when Dee's like, oh, I didn't do it, he said no one did that, but shit.
My day job is doing social media graphics and stuff like that, so it's very second nature for me. I'm a graphic designer.
Nice.
So it's, you know, and I'm a bit of a control freak, so it's like I want these things to have a certain kind of look and a vibe and a clarity and all that jazz.
You get to control it.
I didn't buy the graphics you did for the Kickstarter, so I'm like, yes, that is dripping with 80s glee.
Speaking of, we will bring up the page. I do want to shout out Sabrina. Sabrina says the command track, she's with you. There's this red shirted Charlie Brown. I gotta do some.
This is command track for Next Generation original series command track.
The more you know. I grew up with this stuff, and you still like. I don't know anything. I don't know any. I work in comics and know nothing about them, folks.
Yeah, predominantly Charlie Brown in the cartoons. He's almost always exclusively in the yellow shirt, except for the early Tennessee Ernie Ford bumpers where he'd be blue or whatever. Those are super rare and hard to find. I mean, they're on YouTube, but most of the cartoons, yellow shirt. In most of the Sunday comic strips, especially in the 90s and 80s, the Sunday strips, he would be in the red shirt. And I always wondered whether or not that was a way of Schultz to differentiate the lores of the comic strip, because, you know, he didn't consider the cartoon canon to the comic strip.
Really?
Yep.
Whoa.
Like the cartoon showed the little red-haired girl, but the comic strip never did. The cartoon occasionally would have adults with dialogue in some of the movies or TV shows. It's weird and it blows your brain. You're like, that person's talking. What the hell?
You're like, ew, that's weird. Yeah.
Adults walking on camera in Bon Voyage, Charlie Brown, and don't come back. Like they're French like cops that walk on camera. It's so weird.
That's really
that's
weird.
gnarly. Shout out to David. David, I don't know how to say your last name. Doob? Doob?
I always assumed it was Doob.
Doob? David D.
Alb, but I don't know.
Well, he's double D.
Shout out to him for tuning in, and I believe he's getting ready to go on Kickstarter soon with his own a title he has been working on for many years that they're accumulating into an omnibus. So hit him up on Facebook. He is good people, always supporting indie comics. That guy. Another indie comic supporter, Mr. Chris Daly with the Fueled by Weird show. You should follow him on YouTube and anywhere. Chris is great people. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
Have me on your show.
Yeah, well, hit us up, Chris, if you're free. He's one of those booked out people. He's a popular guy. I haven't watched. This is the anime?
No, this is the newest. It's live action, set after the events of Star Trek Discovery, so it's in like the 30th century. I've been enjoying it so far. The last episode was a little bit of the team rivalry school cliche kind of. I'm more interested in all the adult characters. Like I am in love with the adult characters. I love the commandant of Starfleet Academy and Tig Notaro's character, and I haven't learned all their names yet. But the Jem'Hadar Klingon #1, who's always screaming at people, and she is hilarious. I have been really enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun.
I tried. I don't not like Star Trek. I liked the newer movies with the Dungeons and Dragons guy, Chris something.
Chris Pine.
Yeah. But when I was a kid, I would watch like Last Generation every now and then, right? And so like I knew like Jean-Luc Picard and stuff. And when they rebooted it, I started watching Star Trek on Paramount. Like I still went and to kind of get into it. And I liked it, and I got maybe into 2 or 3 seasons, and then they started making like the offshoot series, and then there's like a cartoon, and then there was Picard, and then I was like, oh no, and it was just like I like fell behind, and then it feels like there's a lot to catch up with, and it's like it has been intimidating to hop back in.
I watch what I like to watch. Like I love Lower Decks. That's the 5-season animated comedy series. Okay. I adore that. I laugh my butt off at that. I'm still pissed they canceled it. But they have this thing now. All their shows are just 5 seasons, and then they end them. Pardon, Strange New Worlds, which was a spinoff of Discovery, and it's Captain Pike before Kirk takes over the Enterprise on the Enterprise, and that show has been glorious. I love every minute of it.
Yeah.
And they've done the weirdest, like they did a musical episode. They got shenanigans out the wazoo. Next season, puppet episode where everyone's a puppet. I got no clue how that's going to happen or what their story is going to be. I don't care. I'm there for it. And they did a crossover with the animated series because the characters who voice the 2 main characters on Star Trek Lower Decks, Jack Quaid and Tawny Newsome, look like they're animated characters. So they just put them in uniforms and put them on the live action show playing their cartoon characters. And it's brilliant. Like one of my favorite hours of television ever.
I need more time to watch. I'm in 2 book clubs because I can't finish 1 book a month. I accidentally joined a Second Threads book club. And so like I run a book club with my friend Cole, and it takes me like a month and a half to finish a book. And then but that's like reading for enjoyment because I have to read like a bunch of comics and it's like, and copy and drafts and tons of stuff for like day job stuff, and it's just, I read real slow and then I have to like measure like, watching, and I just don't have enough time.
I watch very few regular TV shows. Yeah. Right now, the only thing I'm watching regularly is the new Star Trek stuff until Ghosts comes back next month.
Okay.
All right. I love that show.
One thing y'all should be watching regularly is this Kickstarter campaign. Boom! Look at that segue. Wow! Well, hey, a couple more people have back, so that's cool. So it just launched today. Already 20% ish. I'm not good
We're
at math.
37 backers.
37.
Try not to back any more Kickstarters on your way through the parking lot.
They're 37. Oh, I haven't seen. I love Clerks. All right, anyway, this is the absolutely phenomenal Finding Dee campaign page. That I can say that because I designed it and I'm biased, and that's fine. But this is the strip you're getting, like, colored and wonderful. We got a few examples on the page, and I love it when the strips get they're. I like it. I like them all, right? Everything I've read, but I also love it when, like, every now, like a giant, like a monster or something weird, when in like the comic book element, when you kind of break the third, fourth wall, whatever it's you jump the shark in a sense every
That
now
last
and then.
strip is not breaking the reality. I keep lightsabers
Yeah.
downstairs in the living room, and we use them when the power goes out. So this happened. I have a custom yellow lightsaber. Heidi's always got a red Darth Vader one by the side of her chair.
That's one thing I don't have yet is I've thought about it because they have like the replica lightsabers, and then like every convention I go to, there's like the crazy like custom lights, so they're all lit up, and you're like,
go on the last day of a convention on a Sunday when they're about to shut down, and they start selling them real cheap, and that's how I got the yellow one.
Nice. Oh, that's good advice. How to get cheap lightsabers. Love it.
Yeah, I love taking the advantage of the strip to do things like this, like
yes.
pop culture references, She-Ra and G.I. Joe and Transformers and all the stuff I grew up with, you know, that I loved. And, you know, doing little parodies and homages, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
or the
spider. I love the big spider. It's because it's just, I love it's this. I won't talk about this one, but the other project that I know you're working on that I won't talk about, but I've gotten to see some of the pages are coming in. And you know, just seeing your art style change from project to project, or like how you did some things in like Giant Girl Adventures, and then you know, and you see like the strip Finding Dee in it, but just you kind of swing it a little bit to like whatever vibe you're doing on different projects, and I dig that. And it's little moments like these where you kind of show off some of those, like, it's like those cards up your sleeve in a sense, right? You kind of surprise your readers with a little something. Now,
and a lot of that does come from Calvin and Hobbes, the way that Bill Watterson would do like Calvin's imagination in completely different art styles. So that was an inspiration on me. I was already working on developing different art styles and different projects, but mixing them together is so much
fun. I can see like the fun.
Boom, 3D.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I have a question. So, you know, the whole book is not in 3D. It's got like some bonus 3D features and pages, right? But what is, as a designer and artist, what is that process like of taking your art and making it 3D?
So there's 3 pages in the beginning of the book. The 3-page brand new short story. That's a panel from it. There are pinups scattered throughout the book, and then there's a pinup gallery in the back that's in 3D. The pinup gallery in the back was actually harder in a weird way because that's all existing art that I had to separate. It's a process in Photoshop where you basically turn off in the layer blending modes the R channel or the green channel, and you scooch everything either to the left or the right. And, you know, you have to math it out. Okay, the stuff in the furthest distance is going to have the biggest separation. The closer it's supposed to be to your eyes, the closer the blue layers get. But all the new pieces, like that short story, the pinup pieces, I drew them layer by layer. So here, I got one up on, I think I've got one up on my screen here.
Hold on.
So this is the one of the
I love
promo
this. Yeah,
ads
this
that's gonna
promo
run.
piece is so good. I love it so much.
So when I drew this, I'm pointing to the screen like you can see my finger. I drew the head. So the head and the horn are all on one layer. And I made a folder for the layers where you've got the different colors and all that. The neck, shoulders, and foreground legs are on a second layer. The wings are on a third layer. I am on a fourth layer. Its butt is on a fifth layer. The tail is on a sixth layer. And then the streak is on a seventh layer. So it's 7 layers deep. And I have to move the channels for each layer to a separate distance so that you get the effect. Like if you had red and green glasses on right now and you're looking at this video, that's in 3D.
Oh, that's
3D, because we do puns.
We do. Lori did encourage me to one of my Kickstarter assignments was go heavy heavy on the D puns, like any. And like what's funny is it was the volume 3 that I couldn't come up with any. I was like, it's just 3, it's just the third volume. But then like we did like the sweet deal. Like and then the digital edition. I mean, there were some stretches, folks, but we tried, and there's heart. There's heart there.
Now, some very eagle-eyed comic fans will recognize that the comic that young D is looking at here in 3D it's a Jack Kirby comic from the 80s called Battle for a Three-Dimensional World. And that was the first 3D comic I ever had.
Oh,
and
nice.
I still have it, and I looked at it while I was working on these new pages. 3D works better in like black and white than it does in color, but like here's the cover in 3D, which will be a pinup in the back of the book, but it's the same cover as the regular book, but boom, in 3D. But as the blurb says, in eye-popping 3D, but only for a couple of pages because it gives me a headache. And on that note, glasses come off. So, but it's the third book in the series. It includes an entire storyline about Heidi and I. This happened a few years ago. There was our local karaoke bar was doing an 80s night karaoke. So we got dressed all up exactly like what we look like on the cover, basically. Heidi's a little bit more heavy metal than she is like new wave on the cover, but we got all dressed up and we showed up ready to rock a week early. So because we were a week early, we were the only 2 idiots dressed up in 80s outfits. And that absolutely became a storyline in the strip, which is in this 3rd volume. And so I'm like, okay, so we've got a cool 80s storyline. It's the 3rd thing. And in the 80s, the 3rd version of everything got 3Ds. You got Friday the 13th, part 3 in 3D. You had Jaws, 3D. Amityville, 3D. You had all these horror movies coming out in the 80s in 3D, but it was always the 3rd movie in the series. So I'm like, my 3rd color book must be in 3D.
Nice. I don't remember the blue and red movies, like with those 3D. The when I went to 3Ds, it was the kind of gray weird glasses.
Yeah.
Which I bought these on eBay forever ago. These they're Ninja Turtle branded, so they're like plastic and they look like the bandanas from the Michael Bay Ninja Turtle remake. And they even have deals you can like tie behind your head.
Yeah,
but
I got that when I went to go see that movie.
Yeah, they don't fit because I have to like have my glasses on underneath and I have a giant head.
Yeah, those are much easier on the eyes. The black lenses.
Yeah,
the red and blue ones will give you a headache.
And it's I don't even think like there's not like for home technology, like there's still 3D movies in theaters, but I think it's like new displays. Like I think they've like abandoned it. Like there's no
By and
new like
large,
3D
yeah,
TVs.
the gimmick never really took off for home theater. However, I have found a illicit website in which I was able to find Jaws 3D, Creature from the Black Lagoon 3D,
Wow.
Robot Monster 3D, red and blue glasses, classic DVDs. Ah, mwah. Chef's kiss. I'm so happy.
I still have my Nintendo 3DS XL, which does like it plays the video games like in the natural 3D without glasses, but it's cool. But after a minute, it does give you a headache, as you mentioned. And as I've been trying real hard. Buy this art. I'm not trying anymore. Buy these art. I go off on this all the time that Kickstarter is a great place to get really cool original art. And let's see. Hold on. I'm going to bring
this. I'm holding it up because I want to make sure that people know that tier, you're not just getting you're getting a piece of art, original art, color art, but this is a book. So you're getting a whole extra book. All my full color parodies. So, Archie, Mike Mignola's Hellboy.
That's awesome.
G.I. Joe packaging art.
Yes, I love that one.
You know, my Charles Schultz Peanut parody. Garfield.
Nice.
Of course, Calvin and Hobbes. So this is a decent book. It's about 40 pages. It's got all color art. So all the stuff that is the parody. So it's kind of a convention exclusive that I've been doing, but I've got 5 copies left. So that's what those tiers are for. You not only get art, but you get art on this book. So lots of cool stuff there.
That's really cool.
$200, full color custom commission on the bonus art of Finding Dee, 40-page one shot, and you get the volume 3, and you get physical and digital. That's a sweet deal. That's a sweet deal.
Brought to you by Dr. Pepper Zero.
So yeah, I always tell people if you like original art, like Kickstarter is one of the places to get it. And as you can see, no one's snagged it yet. So there's still 5 slots.
Tier, you pretty much get whatever you want. Most of the other tiers of sketches, you're going to get Finding Dee characters. This is, pretty much whatever you want, as long as it's safe for work and I want to draw it. Yeah. So, if you're like, draw me a Harry Potter character.
No.
Did you see someone just dropped an article? They were sharing it. It was like it might be from the Times. It was like a thought piece. And it was like, young people aren't into Harry Potter anymore. And they're not interested in the remake because of the archaic ideals in the series. And they're trying to say it's like the death of liberalism. Right. Because, and it's like, no, cause she's a fucking terrible person and people don't like, Harry Potter got me out of some, they thought I was going to die from pneumonia as a kid. Like I was very sick and couldn't go outside. Like Harry Potter was like a way to like be like, I'll go on an adventure and not like, without coughing to death anyway, but I fucking hate that shit now. And it's disgusting. I don't want to play the video games. I don't want to watch the HBO remake. And and every time they're like, oh, it's just a movie. And then they're like, she gets so much money and uses it to like build up this sycophantic. Yeah. It just like builds up this army of gross people. Anyway, yeah. So fuck Harry Potter. Don't ask for a Harry Potter sketch. Get something cool, like a Garfield character homage thing. Anyway, it's nothing weird and safe for work, but a really solid art sketch. It's a solid tier. It's a solid deal.
Oh, anything weird. I'm good with weird. But
cool weird. Yeah, not creepy weird.
Yes.
And then we got a couple of the bundles that are you can save a few bucks. You can get all 3 volumes. And again, when you buy these, you do get if you get the physical books, you get the digital with them. We always include those. So you get the PDFs and the physical books and the Wearing Dee shirt, which I think we were all really excited when Dee sent this because it's kind of different, right? Like, usually you do a t-shirt. It's like, it's a central image, like we were thinking about the unicorn or the Heidi the dragon. And I like this. It has a message and it's cool and it's got your art and it's cool. It's different.
I got the idea for this shirt actually from a Peanuts t-shirt I have that just has a strip on the front of it, and I'm like, yes. And this is one of my most popular strips over the years, and it's finally in color in here. So, and it's I got it up on the screen if you wanted to zoom in.
Oh my god. I have to remove it and then add because it's not smart enough to just add. Anyway, StreamYard, you got a lot of work to do for charging me $50 a month.
So yeah, this has always been one of my most popular strips, and it's very much a statement, an agenda of its own. And in that, when people have been like, "Why is the strip not?" You're transgender, I should be up there constantly soapboxing. And I'm like, but that's not really my life. My life is mostly like Peanuts and Transformers and Star Wars and Star Trek and, writing werewolf books and fun stuff. It's not I don't have trans coffee. I don't eat trans breakfast. I don't ride a trans unicorn to work, but I would. Not today, because it's only 0 degrees out. My trans unicorn would die.
Is it, like when you look at like the climate, and I'm not talking about the temperature, but with, like, with everything going on right now, is it easier or harder to avoid some of that in your strip? Like, does the strip in a sense become an escape for you as well? Or do you
agree? I still get the occasional negative comments. Somebody will come on and post something, and I just block and delete them immediately. I don't care. I'm not engaging with you. I'm not going to get into a science discussion with you. If you're coming on trolling on my site, I am not concerned in stopping what I'm doing to give you the teachable lesson moment. I have over 500 comic strips. Read them. That's my teachable moment. That's the world. That's how I want to present myself to the world. This is just who I am. Me and Heidi, we go to all the local restaurants, we get pizza, I go to comic book stores, we go to the movies, we go shopping, we do all kinds of stuff just out in the world. I don't think of it as a political action, although there are many people who in the world just see me as a political figure, as a political statement when I go into Walmart to buy cat food and get dirty looks or have their parents clutch their children to keep them away from me. Or, you've got kids that are like snickering and, it's like, yeah, I know what you're laughing at. Congratulations. Go fuck yourself. I don't engage. I tend to respond with a smile because at the end of the day, the political climate is such. If I respond with something other than a smile, it could end badly for me. That's considered a provocative, and there are many states in this country that will consider that justifiable, for me to be assaulted. So, that's the world we live in right now. I mean, I came out in early 2016, so right at the beginning of all of this nonsense, where it really kicked off with Trump and all of that, and the thing, it's so artificial. It's such an artificial construction created by, special interest groups who literally, as soon as the gay marriage vote went through, they shifted focus on a new target, a new enemy, decided we were the easiest target. We were out there now. People were acting like we were this new thing out in the world that had never fucking existed before. And it's like, yeah, have you seen The Shining? Yeah, music by Wendy Carlos. You see those pictures from the Nazi book burning? Yeah, those were books from the medical centers that they tore down and burned that actually had tons of early research on transgender people. We've been around forever. We've been around since before recorded history. The thing is that recorded history keeps getting burned, keeps getting erased. And every generation, people are like, this is some new thing that just came out of nowhere.
Right.
No, but that's what, they want to promote fear. And I don't want to promote fear. And I don't want to feed into fear in my strip. Because it is a thing I have to deal with every now and again. The strip will go into that. I've got a strip coming up next month that is definitely touching on some of those points. But by and large, I don't like to marinate in that because it's not healthy for me as a person. And I don't think it's healthy for us as a people to constantly be looking only at the negative, because I have experienced far more positive things since coming out than any of the negative things all combined.
Oh yeah.
On an individual personal level. And that's what I want to focus on. I want to present myself, Heidi, and our life as, the thing I like to say at conventions and everything, we are interestingly boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just who we are, what we do.
It's the older I get, because I was a bouncer for a while, so I used to the late nights and bar. It was my life, right? And I was very much like swept up in it, but I love that now. I love cool, boring people. I love like, oh my, if we can sit around and eat a pizza and not have to talk 24/7 and it's pretty and still feel comfy and you can make me laugh every now and then, that is my favorite kind of person. And that's basically what I experience reading your strip, right? It's just like, I feel comfortable around this and you make me laugh every now and then. And I really do love, I love all the anti-ICE stuff, and I love artists that are using their voice to speak out against it. I think it's necessary, right? But I love that kind of critical eye you keep on yourself, right? Where you're like, I'm not going to let this burden my work, but maybe it'll be part of it like every now and then. But you put out like, you remind people that like empathy isn't a weakness, right? That like your neighbor isn't your enemy, that like your strip does little things naturally that push against the modern narrative extremely well. So like, you don't really have to get identity is political. We're political with everything, right? But like you don't have to get Cartoon Dee doesn't have to fight a cartoon ICE agent, though I wouldn't be mad if it happened, right? Like, but it's like, maybe a stretch goal. Get this thing at $20,000. Dee will draw an army. Dee will slay waste to an army of ICE agents. We'll do
Ultra Dee will wreak havoc. My little superhero alter ego, which I am never going to dress up in that costume, no matter how many people ask me to.
If you buy 295 mouse pads right now, we'll do that. This is Heidi the Dragon
mouse pad of my wife, which is only a little weird.
Has not been proven or disproven to affect carpal tunnel in one way or another. You can put your wrist on it.
It's
no,
really
I love these mouse pads.
I want to play with them. Like, I just sit here while I'm doing stuff and I play with your boobs. See, I'm sorry.
Why? That should have been the product description on the Kickstarter page. Like, who's this Kickstarter for? Lori. just Lori.
Just cover my desk in mouse pads and just.
You need like the like a Dee needs to make like another widescreen print, and it's like all of them like standing, and it's just like a multiple breast mouse pad, just like a wave of hills all over the desk.
Yes, she does.
I always get great ideas till someone's like, Blake, this costs money to make, and I'm like, oh yeah, like. What would a cool reward be? Have you seen these stained glass bookmarks? Like, get out of here, Blake. Like,
no, we need that energy.
No, they are cool, but they're expensive. But yeah, they're like acrylic, and they're like shiny and see through. Anyway, kind of. I love a good bookmark. I'm weird. Like I love like I usually use trading cards. Like, but if I still have a handful of like nice bookmarks from like Kickstarter campaigns, and I like save them. They're like put away, and I'll get them out every now and then. I'm a strange person, but it's okay. Anyway, I love this mouse pad, and I was really stoked we did it, and it's because Dee, well, Dee already has one. Like, fill me in on this. There was some weird because there is a Dee custom mouse pad.
Yes, I'll find
and
the
then
art.
there's a giant girl, and now there's Heidi the dragon.
Yes.
So there's 3 total. So if you pretend to be a comic book collector and you don't have these 3 mouse pads, you are fake news. All right, and you need to get these 3 mouse pads. You can only get 1 during this campaign, so I don't know what you're gonna do about the other 2.
I want to see people's mouse pad collections.
Yeah, sure. If you have all the Finding Dee mouse pads, take a picture, tag Laguna, tag Dee. Oh my god.
That was the one from the last Kickstarter. And that's Sabrina.
Good.
Sabrina is the boob fairy in Finding Dee. Because back in the day, before I had these installed, I had the little pads like you get at Walmart, the little they call them chicken cutlets every now and again, the little silicone bra things you stick in there.
Who calls them chicken cutlet? That's exactly what they look like, but who calls them that?
I did a strip about how Heidi and I will play with them. I'll take them out at the end of the night when she'd be like, "I am the amazing fly woman," or I'd stick them on the Enterprise and be like, "Captain, space amoebas are attacking."
Like, and we're gonna get salmonella. That's what I would do.
So Sabrina saw that, found out what my bra size was, and then in the mail came a package of professional grade. Like, these things, I could chuck one at them and I could kill a small child. Like, they are very realistic. They come with like sculpted nipples, and I wore them for a good number of years until I got the actual ones installed. So I don't have to take them out at the end of the day, because that was very like messes with your head. But I the story of getting the pads, I visualized in a strip of Sabrina as the boob fairy, and when it came time to we need to do a mouse pad, that was the idea.
And now, did they have to talk you into this? Because you've mentioned some elements like this, like you didn't. That's funny. I'm glad you did.
It's just weird to me, but I mean, just the comic itself is still a little weird to me, because it's like every day I'm drawing myself, a version of myself.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's also the flip side of that, which is that because I'm doing a version of myself and it's a cartoon of myself and it's always played for humor, oh my God, the mansplaining. I have been told how to do everything, because people, it's like, I know how to actually, open a hard-boiled egg. I know how to do very basic things, but the strip sometimes makes people think I don't. And so I get a lot of advice, and that is the weird part about doing a strip based on your own life, is that people conflate you with the cartoon version of you. And in this case, the cartoon version of me is got a little Homer Simpson in the DNA, a little like doofy for the sake of punching a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in the real world, I got to be like, no, I do know how to do these things. I am making it's funny. It's a joke. It's humorous, exaggerate. Okay, you're going to explain it to me again.
Right. Oh my God.
Oh, well, yeah. I just, as a man, I love to explain things. No, like it's even better when people don't want me to, Dee. It's just like, I can smell it when someone's like, I hope Blake doesn't tell me so, and I'm like, let me. I get mansplained a lot too, and I think it's because I play aloof a lot, which I could see, like, because you're stripping your character, because it's just, I think there's just some weird, sad weirdos out there that like just kind of need that to be like, oh man, like today I really set someone right and told them how to check their mailbox. I don't fucking know, right? But it's just like something so stupid that they just, it happens to me a lot. Like it happens to me a lot with like, sometimes I'll try and help like say something about like indie marketing, and I am nowhere near the best marketer, right? Or comic book marketer, but my boss was just voted marketer of the year and like on from the beat their little like award thing. And so we're doing some stuff at work, so I know a thing or two about marketing, you know. But it's I've had a lot of people like be like, well, no, you're wrong, and I'm like, okay, well, that's fine, I do this for a living. And then they're like, well, you must suck at your job. And I'm like, well, don't tell anybody, you know. Like, I hope no one finds out. But it shocks me how like how easy it is for men to mansplain men now. It's like women have learned how to not listen to us, so we've turned that anger inward, and now we're trying to prey on our own gender. even though gender's fake, but it's you know what I mean. It's just guys we gotta explain something stupid to somebody. It's just we just need it, and we gotta undo all the pickle jars, and we can't ask for help lifting heavies. We gotta throw our back out first before we lift something heavy. Is Dim's the rules, and if I cry, I gotta do it in private. I was actually very lucky. Like I grew up like my dad's more of a crier now that he's older, but like my dad was never like, I still remember like when we went and saw Mulan when my sister was like a baby, and the part where he's like is having you as a daughter, and my dad's just like holding my baby sister openly sobbing, right? And as a kid was making fun of him, but you know, looking back on it, it was a very, very like tender moment, right? So anyway, I was lucky and was raised around, like, I wasn't raised around a lot of men who were like, you can only hammer nails, don't love anything, right? You know, like it was never like that. Right. But unfortunately, you know, there's still a lot of, as you see now, there's a lot of those people that are alive and well and running our country. So, whew, you know, that's why you should get comics like Finding Dee, to remind yourself that it's okay to cry and laugh and feel, and empathy is a hell of a drug. I'll say that.
On Kickstarter now, if Kickstarter is actually working, is it? I just checked and it looks like Kickstarter is down right now.
Yeah, mine's being real weird. Yeah.
That's usually a good sign for somebody though, because usually when it means there's a lot of traffic. It is a Tuesday, and there's that discourse where you have to launch on a Tuesday or a Thursday.
Yeah.
And if everybody's launching on a Tuesday and Thursday, or Tuesdays and Thursdays good launch days anymore, well, Fridays definitely aren't. Wednesdays you're combating with New Comic Book Day. Monday you're combating with people are back to work and it's a Monday. So you're still kind of stuck in this Tuesday, Thursday hellhole. It's not a hellhole, but you know, like you don't have a lot of choice. But it's, you know, I could see how Tuesdays and Thursdays the website's big enough. They shouldn't get bogged down anymore. Fix your servers. We got comic books to sell. Kickstarter.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Come on. How are we going to sell these Finding Dees? How are we going to sell these $200 amazing custom sketch covers without Kickstarter working? How are we going to do this?
Keep on coming back to findingdkickstarter.com, everyone. It'll be there. You know, we got 20 days left. I will be annoying all 20 days. I'll have graphics. I'll be pimping it until you're all super sick of me. So if you get us over the finish line before that, I'll stop talking as much.
Actually, we won't, because then we're going to have to push stretch goals. So we're going to have to talk. If we fund it, we're going to have to talk more, but that's good. So don't.
That just means I'll post like 4 times a day about it instead of 18.
Yeah. A minor pullback in Finding Dee content. But why would you want less Finding Dee content? That just doesn't even make sense. What would you rather do? Like watch the news? Have you seen what's on the fucking news? Oh my God. Read a comic. Please read a comic. Take a break from doom scrolling and read a comic. It's good for your mental health. I promise you. And this is a great comic to read. And there's a lot of it. If you're new to Finding Dee, you have 1, 2, 3 volumes you can get into. 3 volumes of laughs tons of laughs, full color awesomeness, digital, physical. We got whatever you need. The only thing we don't have is the old mouse pads from the previous campaigns. I'm sorry.
We have new mouse pads.
We have new mouse pads though, and it's
Yep,
a
all
dragon.
kinds of fun
It's a
stories,
dragon with titties.
everything.
And it's like what makes dragons better? Boobs. And what makes boobs better when they're fighting carpal tunnel. And that's what this mouse pad does, maybe. Like it has not been proven or disproven to affect carpal tunnel in one way or another. You can find out for $25 as an add-on right now. I'll wait. Go get it. I'm just kidding. This has been it's always wonderful to catch up with both of you, and it's always exciting to know what you got going on, because for Lori it usually means I have work. Because Lori's like, new comic, I'm like, job. And so anyway, it's always good. But Dee, it's been awesome working with you. And like I said, you know, the thing that we're working on that we can't talk about yet, and the other thing that I kind of spoiled, that I'm not working with you, but still managed to spoil somehow anyway. You got to be talented to do that. But that's it's just I'm glad to be a part of what you're doing and part of your team. And yeah, I hope we get to keep working together. This is the part where, you know, I know I mentioned I've got links everywhere. We can get to the campaign, but you've got a website, you've got all sorts of places we can follow you. Dee, tell us, other than the Kickstarter, where's the best place to keep track of you and the strip as it releases?
FindingDee.com.
All right.
It's
I thought that was going to go a little longer.
FindingDeeComic.com. Look for Finding Dee on all of your favorite social medias. I'm on Substack. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on Instagram. I am no longer on Twitter.
Same. It wasn't hard because the stuff, like when Grok was like undressing the Stranger Things, like the new Stranger Things kids that are even younger, I was like, that's weird. And then anyway, yeah, I was like, no. Because I kept hoping he'd sell it. I was like, they're going to make fun of him enough and he's going to get mad and sell it. He doesn't.
No, it had political purposes and it made him a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's doing nothing. And I deleted, I deleted TikTok off my phone today too. Everything's so
yeah.
weird.
I tried TikTok for a while. I was putting up like time-lapse videos. So I have a lot of time-lapse videos of all the strips that I work on, but they're on my Patreon. Every week I got a new strip. Every week that new strip has blue lines that go up for the backers. There are time lapses, and the strips are now being made in color, but just on Patreon. So in the future, Katie will have a much easier time of things. Like, if we're able to do another 4 books, then yeah.
The Patreon is all your Patreon info. Can they find that at the Finding Dee website?
It is linked through the Finding Dee, or if you just go to patreon.com/Big Pond Comics.
Nice. Yeah, always. If you have a favorite artist, check out their Patreon. It's a few bucks a month. It can usually adds up to a lot for these creators, and you oftentimes get a lot of cool stuff that you may not realize. And I know I've seen sometimes, like, even when they go to sometimes they mix like crowdfunding Patreons. So we're not doing that this time though. So don't make me do more work. But I'm just kidding. If we have to, we will. But it's support your local artists, or support your artists from states away. Too. Like, you don't have to be where Dee is to support Dee. I am not good at this. Anyway, yes, Patreon, follow Dee, follow the Kickstarter, support the Kickstarter, be even better. Get some add-ons, get that mouse pad, get that t-shirt. You want to look good at the next protest, get a pink gas mask and that Finding Dee t-shirt, you'll be looking hot. I'd do it. Oh, can we do gas masks as an add-on for
Is that a thing? Oh, I need to look into it. I'll look into it.
Anyway, Lori, what about you? Anything going on at Laguna you want to shout out, or where we follow you, stuff like that? What's going on?
Sure, yeah. LagunaStudios.net is the website. We actually have an updated blog on there now, so like Dee's Kickstarter is on there, and you can actually see our currently running Kickstarter, and we might hopefully be keeping that up to date. Laguna Studios Comics on all social media. We have a million projects in the works. Unthinkable, Surgeon, 4 new romance series coming out this year. It's endless. And of course, if you need anything shipped, we're third-party logistics for creators, for authors, for people making games, all of that stuff. So we're doing it all.
In a brand new warehouse too.
Yeah,
brand new
frigid
now. Warehouse.
Right.
No, but I mean, you had too many boxes. You had too many, literally too many things going on. Had to get a bigger space. That's exciting. First you got the big van, and then you got the big space.
Yeah. And coming soon, we're gonna have a big storefront. We're gonna have a gallery space, a storefront, and we're gonna be doing comic book classes and art classes for local people. So awesome. We're gonna do more.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Well, yeah, follow Laguna, follow Lori. They've always got cool books coming out, cool comics coming out. You can, if you go to the Kickstarter page, you can get the full Laguna library, $130 digital, 200. I don't remember the price, but they're on the Kickstarter page, so you can look.
I don't remember the price either.
But it's well over 1,000 pages. It's almost like 12 volumes of comics. Some of it's going to be single issues, a lot of it's trades. But yeah, you can get all digital or physical and digital. We got those priced if you're interested. And then of course, all the wonderful Finding Dee in full color you can get. It's all there on Kickstarter. You just got to go get it. If the website works, which it will eventually. I've been informed that Kickstarter will be back soon. Hopefully. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I know it was a weird night. Thanks for coming to hang out. I'll be back tomorrow night with a couple cool people and a couple cool indie projects to talk about. We'll announce those in the morning because I like to do things the day of because I'm weird and I don't plan things well. But that's fine. We as soon as we get off this, I'm gonna make the link in the thumbnail for tomorrow. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody tuning in. Everybody who checks out the campaign page.
Left out. I want a hat too.
Nice. Is that the Cuber? Oh, nice. The a little Joe Cuber action. Hell yeah. Lori, I like your beanie too. I was gonna mention that it was fun. I was like, oh. I almost bought a Pikachu Kids one, and it had like the 2 little ears, and it came with like real small gloves, but it kind of fit my head, but it was almost a little too small.
So cute. Yeah.
I know. They make them for kids. They don't make them for Blakes. It's a shame.
That's bullshit.
I know. Can I get some bigger Pikachu hats, please? Just my head gets cold. I'm a 40-year-old man. I need to sport Pikachu. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow. The Kickstarter's got 20 more days. Please check it out. Please support indie comics. Be nice to each other. Keep your phones and cameras on you. Fuck ice. I forgot my sticker. I had to take my sticker off for work meetings. And so I forgot to put it on there, but yeah, it'll be back. My sentiment hasn't changed since last week, even though the tape is gone. Anyway, all right. I love you, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Dee, Lori, thank you both so much, both for being on my show and the opportunity to let me work with you, giving me a shot, all that good stuff. It's so fun. All right, everybody. Love more, hate less, read books. We'll be back tomorrow.